The next person then up is Linsey. There she is. And Linsey, don't forget, you get double duty this time. But we'll start with that question. And Linsey, I'm sure I get everything right here. Linsey Griffith is running for the first ward seat in the Delaware City Council. And how, as a first ward, Stephen is the other person running there, it's obviously a very specific geographical area within the city of Delaware. So what are some of your plans, your ideas for listening to the people of the first ward as you represent them?
Right, thank you, Jason. So to answer that question, I want to tell you a little bit about what I do now for my professional career. Do you know what a doula is?
I do, actually.
Do you? Only 5% of people know what doulas are. So what is a doula, Jason?
Well, it usually helps nursing mothers.
Oh, that's a lactation consultant, but I'm also that too. But
I was wrong.
I do that too. But a doula is non-judgmental, informational, and educational and physical support for people in the birthing year. So my entire job is sitting down and listening to new families and helping them meet their needs. So what I do on a daily basis is reflective listening and non-judgmental support, and not necessarily advocacy, because it's not my job to speak for my clients, but it's my job to help my clients find their voices and to be able to speak truth to power. And so that's what I plan to do for the residents of Ward 1. I have no trouble speaking truth to power, but it's not really my job as the city council representative to do that. It's my job to empower our residents so that they have a voice and that they have a seat at the table, and that they can use their ideas and their needs and their issues and have a voice and have an opportunity to be heard and to be part of a collaborative decision-making effort and be part of the solution.
All I remember is I was wrong. No, I'm just kidding. So part of what I hear you saying, though, is there's a lot of being open to the one-on-one.
Yes.
And I'm throwing this at you because I was wrong, so now you get a chance to miss one. Do you know about how many constituents are in the first ward?
So right now there are over 5,400 registered voters, but each ward has a certain number of residents that are assigned to the ward. So the wards are supposed to be equally distributed.
Okay. I was thinking it was about that, but I thought you're the expert. I mean, I don't know. It's not my job to know those things.
Yeah.
5,400 people, give or take.
Yeah.
There's only so much time in the day.
Absolutely.
How do you plan on hearing from all 15?
Right. So, I've been out door knocking and hanging up door hangers, but I'm a big believer in respecting people's privacy and respecting, being respectful of people's time and energy, because everybody is busy. But as a doula, I'm on call 24/7, and my ringer is up, much to my husband's chagrin. For the last 12 years, my ringer's been on high 24/7, 365. So this won't be anything new for me, right? I'm used to when people have a need, I answer the phone and I jump to and I help them figure out their problem. And I just want to do that for the residents of First Ward.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for educating me. All right. So the next question then, which is going to we're going to change gears a little bit, and I can tell everyone here is just riveted and excited to get to the I feel bad because I'm used to being in front of a crowd and talking to the crowd, but I'm really just supposed to give them voice. So the entertainer in me just doesn't know what to do with this. So anyway,
you guys scheduled to do a song later on, Jason. We haven't told you that. It's in the script.
That's not going to help. I'll tell you that right now. I do solos. I sing solo. You can't hear me. So the next question I want to ask, and we're kind of getting down to the last real question because we've only got about a half an hour left, and I want to leave a little bit of time for people to interact. But I want to talk about your financial philosophy and give you some time to interact. Just the way I worded the question, and this is based on multiple emails that came in, and they were all kind of around this concept. Especially when it comes to taxes and what that means and so forth. But my question is, how would you describe your financial philosophy with respect to tax increases and spending within the city of Delaware?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. Thank you, Jason. Bottom line is I believe in fiscal responsibility, right? All city departments should be independently audited to ensure that we are using taxpayer resources as efficiently and equitably as possible. You know, I wish I could make empty promises of never raising your taxes, but the reality is that city council actually has limited power when it comes to raising your taxes. And I feel ethically bound to be honest with my neighbors. So while I certainly don't want to, nor do I plan to raise any taxes for that fact, fees or utility deposits, our citizens have in the past voted to increase taxes for services, and I believe and trust my neighbors, and I trust that if it were absolutely necessary, they would pass levies to ensure that Delaware remains a wonderful place to live. But I think we just need to be good stewards of the resources we're granted.
That was just like you prepared for this. No, I mean, fiscal responsibility is obviously important, and I mean, right now as we talk, our federal government is working through a whole bunch of that stuff that is above my pay grade. I'm not going to get into that. Yeah, and I'm not going to even ask you about it. But I do understand that it's complex.
Yes.
And so maybe share a little when you see the city of Delaware, and you wouldn't be running for this position if you didn't at least have a working knowledge of some of the things going on. How do you see that playing out? Like, how do you see financial and fiscal responsibility playing out in the day-to-day operations of the city?
Yeah, I mean, bottom line is we have to find areas where we can cut back, right? And then we have to find opportunities for creative financing. There are tons of state and federal grants available out there. Our city council has done a great job of tapping into some of those, but the resources and the opportunities are there. We just need people who will step up and really go for those opportunities. But when it comes to things like infrastructure, you know, we can look more, you know, we keep pushing these infrastructure investments, like these road projects, like instead of doing the road projects that need to be done now, we're pushing them 10 years out because we just don't have the money to do it, right? So instead of spending $20,000 to resurface a road, we could spend $30,000 to replace that with a sustainable road surface that'll last 70 years, right? So we need to be more smart, and we need to be investing in the future of Delaware and not so short-sighted and looking at those year-to-year deficits. We need to have a really solid plan for the future.
Thank you.
Thank
Excellent.
you.
All right, so we're going to go in reverse order now.